non-alcoholic beer, wine, whatever, it has it like, and ours do too. We're under 0.5%, right? Because that's when they're like, hey, it's not alcohol anymore.
Dumb guy question, because I know so little about pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Is there science that says a pregnant woman can drink this and have absolutely no concerns, no worries? Because obviously, I'm assuming a pregnant woman is super sick and worried about everything in the world when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, you're like lunch meat.
So I feel like the last thing you're gonna do is take a chance because somebody said it somewhere somehow. So is black and white science that 1,000 doctors are behind saying this is super safe for pregnant women?
Well, so this is super interesting. You'll see stuff online now where people are like, oh, non-alcoholic beer, wine, whatever. It has it like, and ours do too. We're under 0.5%, right? Because that's when they're like, hey, it's not alcohol anymore, is once you hit that limit. And that comes from a very long time ago, comes from Prohibition. So in the United States, and we're the most strict in terms of like alcohol. So I want to say if you go to like the UK, like they actually have higher limits for how much alcohol can be in something. The US is one of the most strict. So it comes from Prohibition when they're like, you can't sell, make, transport alcohol. And the government was like, once it gets under 0.5, it's not alcohol anymore. So that's where that number comes from. And so sometimes people see it and they're like, ooh, there's a little bit of alcohol in this. Isn't that like crazy pants? Couple things. So there's a study done in Germany where they tested a lot of like grocery store items and grocery store things. And what they found was there's a lot of stuff in our grocery stores that had a little bit of alcohol in it. So very ripe bananas, which we feed to toddlers, have some alcohol in them. Orange juice is another one that came up in the study. The one that had some of the most was, and this is a German study, so I feel like it's a little bit of like throwing shade, but it was American hamburger buns. But it also makes sense, like bread and yeast, and we have more sugar in our products, right? So, and you talk to a food scientist and they'll be like, oh yeah, bread. So bread actually has more alcohol in it than people realize. And apparently American hamburger buns have some of the most. So there is that, like we are consuming small amounts of alcohol, I think more so than people realize. And pregnant women aren't like, oh my God, keep those bananas away from me. But just for me,
because someone might want to research this. Do you have any idea what that study was called? In case somebody Googles it. I know it's crazy. But
I can send you a link afterwards. I can go grab it. But it was a German study.
Okay.
Is where it comes from. You'll see a lot of people now because people online will quote each other. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they realize like where it comes from, but that's where it came from. Like that's where the information started.
Thank you for your time. Tell us how to follow you, where to go online, and where you're currently available.
Okay. So all of our social media stuff, our website's all kind of similar. It's all Drink Joyus, and Joyus is spelled kind of fun. It's drink, DRINKJOYUS. So Instagram, it's at Drink Joyus. TikTok, which we don't do enough of, but we're on there and post stuff every so often, Drink Joyus. And the website is drinkjoyus.com. And on the website, there is a Find Joyus store finder map. So you can look on there and, find us closest to you, and working hard. So add new stores pretty much weekly. And email us. There's a contact form on the website. Email if you're like, hey, there's a store by me, I want them to carry you. Email us and we will call them and we will try. We'll do our best. And we'll call them again 3 months later. And we'll call them again. So we do deep listening. That's another one of our values. So so drink Joyus, Joyus, is where you can find us pretty much anywhere.